I'm watching WWF Bad Blood 1997 in preparation for the upcoming WWE Bad Blood event taking place next week. So, this particular show took place on October 5th, 1997. The main event is the Hell in a Cell match involving The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. The rest of the show I don't really know much about. I don't remember ever seeing this event in its entirety, so that's why I'm watching it now. Right now, they're showing the opening promo video of the entire show, talking about Shawn Michaels. Now, leading up to this match, The Undertaker faced Bret Hart at SummerSlam 1997, and in that match, Shawn Michaels was the referee. Shawn Michaels cost The Undertaker the World Championship, and that led to a feud, and this is the culmination of that feud, Hell in a Cell. This is the very first Hell in a Cell match. I gotta say, I always like the low key, like low production value promo videos from the 90s and early 2000s. Like now they get real fancy with everything, but in this one they're just showing B-roll footage and there's a narrator, and I think that's better. Oh, WWF In Your House Bad Blood was presented by PlayStation, the original PlayStation. Fireworks are going off in the arena. You can tell it's probably packed, probably sold out. It's looking like that. Everybody's got signs in the arena. And I always believe that the more signs that you see in a crowd, the more interested the fans are in the product. Like today, you don't see tons of signs. I mean, you see more now than you did like 5 years ago, but during the Attitude Era, that's when you could see signs as far as the eye can see. I mean, that's how excited people were to come to the event. Oh, it's taking place in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Randy Orton's hometown. I mean, you can see the excitement in the crowd is totally different than what you see in the crowds these days. Although, like I said, the crowds these days are a little bit better than what they used to be like 5 years ago, because the product is better than it was 5 years ago. Still not as good as the product from the late 90s, early 2000s during the Monday Night Wars. They're showing the announcers, Vince McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler, and Jim Ross. I know Jim Ross is with AEW. Vince McMahon is obviously gone completely, and there's a Netflix docuseries out on him right now that everybody's obsessed with. I haven't seen it yet. And Jerry the King Lawler, I don't know if he's still with the company, but I'd never see him. So right now, the Nation of Domination just came out. The Rock, Kama Mustafa, and D'Lo Brown. Kama Mustafa, better known as the Godfather. Howard Finkel, who has since passed away. He's the ring announcer. Jack Doan, the referee, for the upcoming match. The Rock in his Nation of Domination days. This is really at the very beginning of The Rock's heel turn. I mean, this is October 1997. So this is just when The Rock, who had been getting die Rocky die chants and Rocky sucks chants, this is when, oh, the Legion of Doom is coming out now. But this is when, like, The Rock had asked for a chance to turn heel. I mean, he was kind of at the end of his rope, because even though he came from a wrestling family, he started so strong as a babyface at Survivor Series 1996, to a big reaction from the crowd when he came out, and then he wins the Survivor Series match. but it just fizzled out. He won the Intercontinental Championship, but the crowd turned on him because he was like a white meat babyface, and people didn't want to see that. This was the Attitude Era, the very beginning of it. And so eventually it just, something had to be done with the Rocky Maivia character. So they decided to turn The Rock heel and have him join the Nation of Domination. And this was the beginning of one of the greatest all-time runs in wrestling history, The Rock as a heel. And then obviously he became one of the biggest baby faces of all time as well. So you got Legion of Doom out here. There's two of them. One of them is giving a promo right now. They're talking about how Ken Shamrock was attacked by Farooq, who was the leader of the Nation of Domination. And they're going to get revenge for Ken Shamrock. It's going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match. The Rock, Kama Mustafa, or the Godfather, and D'Lo Brown against the Legion of Doom. I don't even know who wins this match, even though this took place in 1997. I'm going to take a guess and say the Nation of Domination wins. Especially since The Rock has to look strong because this is the beginning of his heel run. D'Lo Brown and Hawk are in the ring to start the match. Hip toss by Hawk. Drop kick by Hawk. Legion of Doom, one of the most popular tag teams of all time. You never hear about them these days. They're rarely mentioned when talking about the history of tag teams on WWE television. Boot to the face. Clothesline by Hawk. So basically, Hawk was handing it to D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown tags in The Rock. Even at this point, The Rock's facial expressions are outstanding. I mean, he already knows, what he needs to do as a heel. I mean, he grew up in the business, so he knows a lot about wrestling that maybe a lot of newcomers wouldn't know about. The Rock and Animal are in the ring now. Oh, and Animal takes down The Rock. And the crowd's going crazy. And that's because this is at a time when everybody on the show, from top to bottom, was pretty much an important part of the show. I mean, this is the beginning of that, because really that took place in like 1999, 2000. That's when everybody on the show was over with the crowd. The crowd cared about every match, every angle. But you see, this crowd is hanging on every move that they do, which is incredible. Because you really don't see that a lot. I mean, when the WWE goes to other countries these days, you see that. You see the crowd totally into it from beginning to end, because they rarely get to have big events, especially over the past however many years, the WWE's been around. And now they do it all the time. They went to Berlin, they went to Paris, they went to London this year for big premium live events. And so they're super happy to have the WWE come to them. But American audiences, they're sort of getting into it these days. now that they've seen what the international audiences are like. But during the Attitude Era, man, everybody was into the show. Kama Mustafa and Hawk in the ring. Irish whip to Hawk. Kama Mustafa goes to the corner. Hawk moves. Now Hawk's back in control. Double clothesline. Oh, but both guys stood right back up. And Zaguri by Hawk on Kama Mustafa. I gotta say, for a 2-on-3 handicap match, the Legion of Doom is controlling the Nation of Domination. They just said the Legion of Doom had been together for 14 years at this time. They were huge in the 80s. Animal just tagged in. Kick to Kama Mustafa. They just called him Kama bin Mustafa. So I guess he had a Muslim name. I didn't know that his name was Kama bin Mustafa. The Supreme Fighting Machine, Kama Mustafa. The Rock got in the ring and interfered, so now Kama is back in control of Animal. Oh, 2-on-1 on Animal. The Rock and D'Lo Brown are kicking Animal on the ground outside of the ring while the referee is distracted. I still got to believe the Nation of Domination wins this one, because otherwise that would make them look like a bunch of punks. Jerry the King Lawler just said 2 people can never beat 3 people. Now, I vividly remember, obviously this was years after this event, but I remember CM Punk beat The Shield 3-on-1 at a pay-per-view event, which sounds ridiculous, but it actually happened, and it was good. It was a good match, and CM Punk won clean, which is unbelievable that CM Punk won 3-on-1. But he can always hold that over them. D'Lo is in control of Animal. Now, Animal has been brutalized by the Nation of Domination at this point, so you got to expect that at some point, Hawk is going to get a hot tag and be like a house of fire in there. But not yet. Animal tried to go for the tag, but D'Lo Brown cut him off. The Rock now is in control of Animal. So all 3 guys on the Nation of Domination have taken their turns beating up Animal. This was an era where the wrestling was a lot more basic than it is today. You don't see a lot of high-flying, flashing moves in this match. The Rock, D'Lo Brown, Kama Mustafa, and the Legion of Doom, none of those guys are really known for their high flying except for D'Lo. But even in this match, D'Lo is not really showing a whole lot in terms of that. They're all wrestling a very similar clobbering style, the Nation of Domination. I was just trying out some different filters. Yeah, I'm gonna have it on noir. The Rock and Kama Mustafa holding down Animal. D'Lo Brown went to the top rope, hit a frog splash, and Animal kicked out. Hi. The Rock, D'Lo Brown just threw Animal into the steel steps. Now it's The Rock and Animal in the ring. They're just brutalizing Animal. So at some point, Hawk has to get in the ring. Animal is going to make the tag at some point. Oh, double clothesline with Animal and The Rock. This is where the hot tag is coming. Got the hot tag. Here comes Hawk. Punches to The Rock. Power slam to The Rock. Goes for the pin. D'Lo Brown went to break up the pin, but accidentally hit an elbow on The Rock. Hawk hit a neck breaker on D'Lo Brown. Kama Mustafa is now out of the ring. Now it's 2-on-1 against The Rock. Legion of Doom versus The Rock. Rock bottom to the Hawk. 3 count. 3 count for The Rock and the Nation of Domination. They defeat Legion of Doom. And Rock gets the pin. Because they know he's a future star. Now Farooq is outside the ring with The Rock, D'Lo Brown, Kama Mustafa. They're raising their hands in victory. So they win the opening match. Okay, so now they're showing what led to the end of this match. Farooq comes down to ringside. He's distracting Animal. And then The Rock ducked out of the way when Hawk attempted a move. And then Kama Mustafa kicked Hawk in the back of the head. The Rock hits the rock bottom. Match is over. Again, I would much rather watch a match like this than some of the like ridiculous gymnastics routine matches that we see today. Now they're backstage. Michael Hayes and Sonny, who are the backstage interviewers. Oh, this was when Michael Hayes was known as Doc Hendricks for some reason. Which was strange because Michael Hayes was always known as a member of the Fabulous Freebirds. He's a well-known wrestler. Why would they change his name to Doc Hendricks? Not entirely sure. They're talking about the WWF hotline you could call. It's like a pay-per-minute type of hotline. I'm watching this on Peacock, so they have it all blurred out. You can't even call it the number, even if you wanted to, which is probably a good thing. Now, the WWE Badd Blood event that's coming up, I already made a video about what I think is going to happen with the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. I think CM Punk's going to win. I think CM Punk is the person who should win for a variety of reasons, because CM Punk, there's so many money matches you could have with him. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, CM Punk versus Jacob Fatu, maybe. Or you could have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, CM Punk versus The Rock again. I mean, there's so many money matches you could have with him, and having him as world champion is what's best, because he's the right guy to be champ, because his career... At this point in his career, he has to have a world title run at this point, CM Punk. Now, back to WWF Badd Blood 1997. Vince McMahon is announcing the death of Brian Pillman, who was scheduled to compete at Badd Blood, but unfortunately, they said he was found dead, and that's it. And then they just go on with the show, which I think is a little strange. There's a different way they could have handled this. They probably could have announced that at the beginning of the show, because announcing it now makes everyone feel a little uncomfortable, probably. Now they have Tarantula and Mosaic, who are mini wrestlers. They are little people. I think, these guys don't get enough credit, because little people can be great wrestlers. If you don't believe me, go watch the the match between Hornswoggle and, I think, what's his name is, I forget the other guy's name. Is it Torito? I forget it. But if you watched those guys have a TLC match, they called it a WeLC match, that actually was a good match. Never judge a book by its cover. Now it's Max Mini and Nova are their opponents. Max Mini and Nova against Tarantula and Mosaic. Nova and Tarantula are starting the match. Oh, Tarantula just hit Max Mini, who's also in the ring for some reason. I don't know why they're allowed to be 2-on-1. Yeah, this is there is something about little people being wrestlers. I mean, they are a lot more agile. They weigh less. Oh, this can get confusing, because everybody's wearing masks. So right now it's Mosaic, Max Mini. Mosaic and Max Mini are in the ring. Irish whip to Max Mini. Mosaic goes into the corner for a splash, hits the turnbuckle because Max Mini moved. Back body drop by Max Mini. And a big splash from the top rope by Nova onto Mosaic. The problem is there's no selling in this match. There's no there's no like control of this match because the referee is allowing all four of them to be in the ring at the same time. JR is suggesting that the referee is having a tough time communicating with them because there's a language barrier, and that's why they're not understanding that they're not supposed to all be in the ring at the same time. They're supposed to be making legal tags. It's not a tornado tag team match. Okay, Tarantula top rope hits a splash on Nova. And Nova kicked out after a pinfall attempt. JR just said any of these guys would fit inside of the Godwinns overalls. This was not a politically correct time in the WWE, and that's why I like it so much. Attitude Era will always be the best. Monday Night Wars will always be the best. There's a reason why the ratings were through the roof at that time. Tarantula just picked up Max Mini and threw him onto the announce table, right in front of Vince McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler, and Jim Ross. The table didn't break, probably because Max Mini is a little person and probably weighs about 80 pounds. Again, Max Mini is already up on his feet. Like, there's literally no selling in this match. Mosaic, Nova in the ring. Oh, they're kind of sloppy too, which is kind of strange because some of these guys are well known. Max Mini, Nova, they're a little sloppy in the ring here. Come on, guys. Oh, now Mosaic is outside the ring. Max Mini was on the ring apron, saw Tarantula in the ring. Max Mini flew through the ropes, and Tarantula kicked him in the face. Now just clotheslined him. Max Mini was flipped inside out. If you can't tell, I'm streaming this on my phone. I'm doing this live stream on my phone. So hopefully it turns out well. Max Mini and Nova win the match. I should have made a prediction at the beginning. That's who I thought was going to win. Because since those guys I've heard of, and I haven't heard of Mosaic and Tarantula. Now they're showing the announcers from the different countries. The Spanish announce team, the French announce team. Max Mignonova still celebrating in the ring. Mike Chioda was the referee. Now, as far as some of the other matches coming up at WWE Badd Blood 2024, you got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns facing off against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. See, this is a tough one because I know they're going to have a Survivor Series War Games match. And also, Cody Rhodes has already beaten Solo Sikoa multiple times. So if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say that Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu are going to win. And now I don't know who's going to take the pin. My guess it would be Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes can afford to lose a tag team match. And also, like I said, Cody Rhodes has pinned Solo Sikoa multiple times already. So, yeah, if I had to take a guess, it's going to be Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu winning, and Solo is going to pin Cody Rhodes. Right now they're showing a little promotional video for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, it's a commercial for the Austin 316 shirt, which at this time was still relatively new because this is October 97. That whole Austin 316 speech happened at King of the Ring 1996. Austin was getting red hot at this time. At the time of Badd Blood, he was getting super popular. He had gotten injured at SummerSlam 97, actually. But he was still a major, he had that huge neck injury in the match with Owen Hart. Oh, they're saying Kiel Center attendance 21,151. So that's packed. I mean, it's not often that the WWE can get 21,000 fans in an American arena these days. They can do it. They just started getting like those big numbers again. But at this time it was a regular thing. The WWF was red hot. And it was only going to get hotter as 1998 rolled around when the Austin and Mike Tyson thing happened, and Austin went on to win his first world championship at WrestleMania 14 against Shawn Michaels. Sonny is out here in the ring. The Godwinns are coming out with Uncle Cletus. Phineas and Henry Godwinn. Headbangers are coming out. Mosh and Thrasher. Oh, they were the WWF Tag Team Champions at the time. I'm telling you, 90s wrestling was so much fun. And they didn't have to do super high-flying stuff to get the crowd's attention. They just did a lot of character work and did a lot of basic things in the ring, and that was it. The crowd loved it. Oh, this is for the tag team titles. Phineas and Mosh. Oh, now the Godwinns are outside. Headbangers in the ring. There really isn't a lot of wrestling going on right now. It's Mosh in the ring and Phineas just taunting each other. Oh, Mosh just did a Hurricane Rana to Phineas. Phineas just flew out of the ring as a result. And Thrasher just took out Phineas again. Whoa, okay. Phineas was standing on the ring apron. Mosh went inside the ring, jumped on the second rope to the outside of the ring, and took down Phineas to the mat outside. Now he rolled him back in the ring, went for a pinfall attempt, wasn't successful. Now Mosh just tagged in Thrasher, double team now. Oh, whoa, that looked a little dangerous. It looked like they were going for a flapjack, but Phineas turned himself inside out and it almost landed on his neck. So he was he was very lucky there. Phineas kicked out anyway. Now he's back in control. He just tagged in Henry Godwinn. Man. They just did a double hip toss to Phineas. That's what that move was, and it looked like he almost landed on his neck. But he's up and fine now. Anyway, Henry, Godwinn, and I believe Thrasher are in the ring right now. Oh, JR is talking about a match that took place the night before at on Shotgun Saturday Night. If you remember that show, Henry Godwinn defeated Thrasher on that show one-on-one. But now they got the tag titles on the line here. My guess is that the Headbangers are going to win this match. Again, I don't really know who won this match. Headbangers, for the most part, have been in control so far and kind of embarrassing the Godwinns. Even though the Godwinns are much bigger than these guys. Thrasher and Phineas. This is a real slow-paced match. They take a lot of time just standing and taunting each other and staring at each other, which they could get away with back in those days. You try that today, the crowd's going to start chanting boring and booing. Oh, double team move on Phineas by the Headbangers. Mosh just leapfrogged over Thrasher onto Phineas, who Thrasher was holding on the ropes. Oh, looking like another double team move here. Oh, wow. Okay. Mosh and Thrasher were standing on the top rope, and Thrasher just lifted Mosh up and dropped him flat onto Phineas for a pinfall attempt. Phineas kicked out. Now Mosh has a hold on Phineas. Oh, Thrasher just clotheslined Phineas. They just did a chest bump, the Headbangers. And Henry put a stop to all the fun by coming in the ring and clotheslining Thrasher. I gotta say, WWF was a lot more fun. I mean, they're just having fun out there, you can see. Henry stomping away on Thrasher. Oh, okay. Henry just crotched Thrasher on the top rope. And Phineas just clotheslined Thrasher all the way to the mat below. Remember, this is for the tag titles. They can't win by countout. They got to get Thrasher back in the ring here. Uncle Cletus just clotheslined Thrasher on the outside when the referee was distracted. Hey, what's up? Just watching WWF Badd Blood 1997 here. Headbangers versus the Godwinns for the tag titles. And Thrasher is in a bad way here. Phineas is in control. And there was just interference by Uncle Cletus. Still think the Headbangers are going to win this match and retain their titles. I'm not sure who wins. Don't spoil it for me. Sunset flip. Oh, Thrasher has the pin on Phineas, but the referee's distracted. And so Phineas was able to kick out. Oh, Henry Godwinn went for the pin on Thrasher. Mosh interrupted the pin because he knows Thrasher has been pretty much destroyed here by the Godwinn family. Thrasher and Godwinn are now down. Henry Godwinn. The hot tag to Mosh should be coming sometime soon. I got to question WWF's decision to have 3 tag matches in a row here. Come on, guys. You can't be doing that. Oh. Henry Godwinn made the tag to Phineas Godwinn, who cut off Thrasher from making the tag to Mosh. Still think Headbangers are going to win this match. All right. Thrasher moved out of the way of Phineas, gave him a backdrop. You know what's funny? In terms of ring psychology, Thrasher, when he moved out of the way from Phineas, he should have tagged in Mosh. He had a moment where he could have just ran over to Mosh and tagged him. All right, now Thrasher trying to get to his corner to get to Mosh, and he got to Mosh. Now Mosh is in the ring, gets the hot tag. He's going to town on Phineas Godwinn, also known as Midian, later on. Mosh is knocking down Uncle Cletus and Henry Godwinn, everybody. Oh, now it looks like Mosh and Thrasher going for the finish here. Wow, okay, Thrasher just power bombed Mosh onto Phineas, and Henry Godwinn just broke up the 3 count. It looks like the finish is coming, though. Whoa, that looked a little dangerous. Mosh jumped from the top rope onto Phineas. Oh, wow, the Godwinns won the tag titles. Thrasher went to attack Phineas. Phineas turned it into a powerbomb, and then Uncle Cletus stopped Thrasher from breaking up the pin. Now Sonny, who's the ring announcer in this match, is announcing the Godwinns as the winner of the tag titles. Wow. As far as the match, it was mostly just but it was entertaining enough. You know, the more popular the characters are, the less they have to do in the ring. So, you know, the Headbangers are beloved by the audience here. And it wasn't the most exciting match. The Headbangers did some high-flying stuff, but mostly just an average match. And it's a shame they lost the tag titles. Wow, I mean, Thrasher got beat the night before, and now the Godwinns win the tag titles. Now, the problem here is the Headbangers are beating the heck out of the Godwinn family is beating the heck out of the Headbangers after the bell. They're saying if the Godwinns don't stop beating up the Headbangers, the referee is gonna strip them of the titles. You know, we don't see a lot of decisions getting reversed by referees these days. They should totally do that, especially in like a major title match. One of my favorite times when the referee reversed a decision was WrestleMania 14 in 1998. The Rock defending the Intercontinental title against Ken Shamrock. The Rock loses, but Ken Shamrock won't release the ankle lock on The Rock. And then the referee reverses the decision, and The Rock retains the Intercontinental title. one of the other matches coming up at WWE Badd Blood 2024 is Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. I gotta say that Rhea Ripley's gonna win that match, because Rhea Ripley, not only was she taken out earlier this year by Liv Morgan because of an injury, or by an injury, then Rhea Ripley loses to Liv Morgan at SummerSlam, and this seems to be the conclusion of the feud. So I think Rhea Ripley is going to win the women's title back at Badd Blood 2024. And that's the right decision. I mean, Rhea Ripley is probably the biggest women's star in the WWE at the moment. You know, Becky Lynch is out, no longer under contract. I don't know where Charlotte Flair is, but Rhea Ripley is the biggest star. So you got to put the title on her. And she probably would have been champion had she not been injured earlier this year. She'd probably still be champion today. But I got to say, this title run by Liv Morgan has made her into a bigger star. In the end, it worked out for both of them. They're showing another promo video for Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're showing a segment with Mr. McMahon and Steve Austin in the ring. McMahon is telling Austin that he can't get involved in in-ring stuff because of his neck injury. And then he just gives McMahon the stunner. And they're arresting Austin. This is not on the actual Badd Blood event itself. They're just showing like a video package. Just promoting Steve Austin. They knew Steve Austin is the biggest star, or was going to become the biggest star in the years to come. Now they're showing a segment between Austin and McMahon from the previous Raw. McMahon is saying to Austin that Austin has to bring a doctor's note to work to prove that he's able to do his job. McMahon was giving Austin a couple of options as to whether he can return to the World Wrestling Federation and absolve the WWF of any chance of injury, saying, like, if he gets injured, basically signing a waiver and saying that the WWF is not responsible, or McMahon can fire him. Here comes Owen Hart with an Owen 316 shirt on, being interviewed by Michael Cole. They're talking about Gene Kiniski. Gene Kiniski was a football player and then became a pro wrestler in Stampede Wrestling. Stu Hart's Stampede Wrestling. Oh, Kiniski defeated Luthez for the NWA World Title. Jack Briscoe is being brought out. They're honoring these guys, Gene Kiniski, Jack Briscoe. Two-time NWA World Champion, Jack Briscoe. Three-time State Wrestling Champion. And he was an NCAA champion. Now Dory Funk Jr. is being brought out. Former NWA champion. And they're showing little video packages for all these guys. They're being honored for something. They're mentioning that Dory Funk Jr. beat Gene Kiniski to win the world title, and Gene Kiniski's in the ring right now. Let's see if anything happens. Now Harley Race is coming out. Another NWA champion. Boy, they're taking up a lot of time on this show for this segment. They're bringing out Terry Funk, I think. Yep, they are. All these guys wearing suits. Luthez and Sam Munchnick coming out. Now they're taking up a lot of time on this show. So they've showed a bunch of tag team matches on this pay-per-view. And then now they're doing this really long segment in the ring that isn't related to anything that's presently going on in the WWF. I don't know, but if I was somebody who bought this event and I was watching this, I mean, I would think it was all right, but certainly not worth whatever the purchase price was. Now that segment's over, so we'll see what the next match is. Hopefully it's not a tag team match. They're interviewing the Nation of Domination backstage. Doc Hendricks or Michael Hayes is the interviewer. They're interviewing Farooq. The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and Kamal Mustafa are standing around them. Farooq will be facing Owen Hart, but the wild card is Stone Cold Steve Austin, so everybody's wondering if he's going to show up and do anything. Vince McMahon is talking about the cause of death of Brian Pillman. They're saying they don't suspect any foul play was involved. There may have been a drug overdose. But he says the toxicology report will be coming out in a week, and then they will know for sure. Still, I don't think it's appropriate for them to kind of mention this. I mean, I guess the fans watching at home would be curious, but they already mentioned that Brian Pillman passed away, and they probably should have left it at that. It's kind of strange to keep bringing that up. It makes the viewer a little bit uncomfortable. And here I am watching it, 27 years after this event happened, and I'm uncomfortable. Here comes Owen Hart. Canadian flag. If I had to take a guess, Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to interfere and beat up both Farooq and Owen Hart. That's my guess here. Because I think both of these guys are heels. And now here comes Steve Austin. The match hasn't even started yet. Oh, Oh, he's going to present the Intercontinental title to the winner of this match. That's what he's here to do. Okay. Because I guess he can't defend the title because he's injured. So now he's going to hand the Intercontinental title to one of these guys. He's going to end up giving the stunner to both of these guys. Whoever wins. Now Steve Austin is sitting ringside right next to the announce table where Jerry Lawler, Vince McMahon, and Jim Ross are. Sergeant Slaughter is ordering him to sit down and do his job, which is just to present the Intercontinental title. Now Sergeant Slaughter is sitting right next to Steve Austin. Oh, he rang the bell to announce the beginning of the match. He's not supposed to be the timekeeper, but he took matters into his own hands. Now he's at the announce table. Austin. He's got a headset on. He was young at this time, early 30s. Steve Austin. The Owen 316 shirt, on the back it says, "I just broke your neck." Whew. Match hasn't really gotten underway yet. Farooq and Owen Hart are just standing there, and now they lock up. Farooq versus Owen Hart. This is the first singles match on this show. Oh, wow. Farooq just lifted up Owen Hart and threw him. He's got a security officer's walkie-talkie, Stone Cold Steve Austin, in his hand. So basically, Steve Austin is just causing trouble at ringside for no particular reason. Owen Hart is working on Farouk's leg right now. Now Steve Austin's at the Spanish announce table. JR says Austin is taking the focus off this match. Well, Owen Hart and Farooq are really wrestling a very slow, basic match, so I think everybody knew that the audience is only going to be paying attention to Steve Austin, so Owen Hart and Farooq don't really have to do much in the ring, because the story of this match is, what is Austin going to do in this match? Farooq Irish whips Owen Hart into the corner, goes for a splash, Owen Hart moves. Now Owen Hart goes back to working on Farouk's legs. Oh. Farooq just kicked Owen Hart into the turnbuckle. Now Austin's at the French announce table. Farooq Irish whips Owen Hart into the corner, into the other corner, now lifts him up, slams him on his knee, goes for the pin. Owen Hart kicks out. He lifted up Owen Hart and just fell back, and Owen went for the pin. Farooq kicked out. Now Farooq clotheslines Owen Hart. Oh, Farooq went for a leg drop on Owen Hart. Farooq is very underappreciated as a performer. You know, he was a real aggressive guy in the ring. Hard-hitting style. He was a former football player. I believe he became a world champion in WCW. Or I don't know if it was Jim Crockett Promotions or whatever, but he was a world champion. Eventually he shows up in the WWF as Farooq Assad. Jim the Anvil Neidhart has come out to ringside. Let's see if Steve Austin does anything to him. Jim the Anvil is also the father of Natalia Neidhart. I think Jim Neidhart has passed away at this point. Owen Hart obviously has passed away. My goodness. Austin just nailed Farooq in the head with the Intercontinental title. Owen Hart just won. Wow, he just threw the title into the ring. Onto I don't know. He just helped Owen Hart win the title, probably because he wants Owen to have the title. When Austin is ready to compete, he can come back and beat up Owen Hart. Owen Hart looks a little confused about what just happened. And that was a hard hit to the head of Farooq. My goodness. Owen Hart, new Intercontinental champ. Now they're showing a segment from Raw last Monday. Bret Hart has a figure 4 leg lock on the Patriot on the ring post. This was only about a month before Bret Hart left the WWF to join the WCW. And that's when the Montreal Screwjob happened. Bayley versus Nia Jax will also be taking place at WWE Badd Blood 2024. And I think there's going to be a new champion. I don't know if it's going to be Bayley. Yeah, actually, I think it might be Bayley because Tiffany Stratton is going to make a mistake in the match. And I think Bayley's going to get the title back. I don't know if Tiffany Stratton's going to have a failed cash-in, but I think things are going to blow up between her and Nia. Here come the Boricuas. For those of you who don't know who the Boricuas are, they're a group that is very proud of their Puerto Rican heritage. They have the flag of Puerto Rico with them. They're all wearing sunglasses, just like me. Whoa, here comes the Disciples of Apocalypse. DOA is their opponents. I guess this is 4-on-4. Man, there's way too many tag matches on the show, but hopefully this will be like a street fight or something. I don't know why they made so many tag team matches. Jeez. The only singles match they've had on this show so far. And we are about an hour and 20-something minutes into this show. The only singles match they had was Owen Hart versus Farooq for the Intercontinental title. And the focus of that match was Steve Austin on the outside of the ring. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I know the main event is a really long match between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker for the Hell in a Cell match, but they could have had some singles matches. Some real good ones. Hopefully there's... I honestly, I didn't even look to see what's on this card, so we'll see what's coming up. But right now it's DOA versus the Boricuas. Jose versus Skull. Skull is from the DOA. Well, I mean, you could probably tell by the names, right? Skull is from the Disciples of Apocalypse. Jose is from the Boricuas. Miguel, can you guess which team he's from? Yeah, Los Boricuas. Crush from DOA is now in with Miguel from Los Boricuas. Again, everybody's just wrestling a basic match here. Just clobbering, brawling. Punches, kicks, slams. Vince McMahon is still mentioning Brian Pillman, who, by the way, is deceased at this point. So, I mean, unless the show is going to be all about dedicating everything to Brian Pillman and have people do interviews about Brian Pillman, it's just really strange to continue mentioning the fact that Brian Pillman passed away on this day, back in 97. Or was found deceased on this day in 97. Again, this is just really a brawl. They're getting confused as to who's in the ring. Chains is in the ring. Even the announcers can't keep this straight. Okay, now it's like 4-on-1 here. 4-on-1, Los Boricuas versus Chains. They went for a pin on Chains. Chains kicks out. So far, this is probably the worst match on the show so far. Savio Vega is in the ring. Even Vince McMahon, who's announcing at ringside, even he is getting bored of this match. He's pointing out the shoulder hair on one of the participants from the Los Boricuas. Now Vince McMahon is, again, he's like, oh, calling Jesus Jose, and then correcting himself. They're really not too interested in this match. See, the commentators have to do the real work here to try to make this interesting. And they are failing on that. Savio Vega's back in the ring. Crush just got the hot tag for DOA. Oh, now it has turned into a free-for-all. All the guys just beating the heck out of each other. Hopefully the finish is coming soon. Crush is going for the pin. Referee's not paying attention. Oh. That was a DDT by, I think, Jose. But Crush kicked out. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Crush for a 3 count. And the crowd is celebrating. Thankful that this match is over. That was brutal. Yeah, that was almost unwatchable. Let's hope there's a singles match coming out. If I bought a ticket to this show, I would feel let down. Because even though I'm cool with the style of wrestling that's going on here, there's really nothing captivating about anything that happened here. I mean, the best match so far was probably the opening match, I guess, between The Rock, Farooq, and, I'm sorry, not The Rock and Farooq. The Rock, Kama Mustafa, D'Lo Brown facing the Legion of Doom. That was probably the best match on this show so far. But since then, man, they've wasted a lot of time. Bret Hart getting interviewed by Michael Cole right now. Looks like another tag team match is coming up. Oh, it's going to be a flag match. British Bulldog and Bret Hart are one of the teams. I think the Patriot and somebody else will be their opponents. lot of people have been talking about what will be the main event of Badd Blood coming up. In my opinion, it obviously should be the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, because that's most likely going to be the best match on the show. It is the culmination of a nearly year-long feud. It is the hottest feud in the company. It is the biggest draw on the show. That's what people are coming to see. It's Punk and Drew in that match. Some people are saying, oh, it's going to be the tag team match with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline. And, honestly, this whole Cody Rhodes, Bloodline, Roman Reigns stuff has been going on for way too long. This tag team match, in my opinion, should open the show. It should not close the show. Because I know Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns have ties to Georgia, which is where that event is taking place. But still, it's like, come on, do we really need to see more of these guys just facing each other over and over and over again? They should open the show, and Punk and McIntyre should close the show. That's what should happen. That's the smart move. So this is going to be a flag match, and they're announcing that a stipulation has just been added. You can also win the match by pinfall or submission. So you don't actually have to capture the flag, even though it's a flag match. Yeah, I don't like when they do stuff like that. I don't like when they have TLC matches where there's no thing to capture at the top of the ladder. There's no championship hanging there. There's no contract hanging there. It's just a match where tables, ladders, and chairs are legal, and they're encouraging you to use them. I don't like when they do that. Although there have been some good matches where they did do that. The Shield versus Ryback, Kane, and Daniel Bryan was one of them. But hey, there's going to be a flag match where pinfalls and submissions are allowed. I believe their opponents are the Patriot and Vader. They're getting interviewed backstage by Doc Hendricks. The Patriot is in amazing physical condition. They have Vader and the Patriot representing America. And remember, the Patriot had Kurt Angle's entrance music first. He's coming out to Kurt Angle's entrance music. That's so funny that the Patriot started with this theme music, but now everybody associates it with Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle is one of the biggest stars in pro wrestling history. Not only pro wrestling history, amateur wrestling history. Olympic gold medalist. There was a sign in the crowd that said Undertaker is going to get caned. Now, keep in mind that Kane had never appeared in the WWF at this point. So this fan is expecting Kane to show up at this event during the Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Okay, now there have been a ton of tag team matches on the show. I'm hoping this is a really good tag match because you got talented people involved here. Vader, Bret Hart, British Bulldog, all very talented. I'm not really familiar with the Patriots' work, but I guess we'll see it here. I believe this is the... Actually, I don't know. Is this going to be the last match before the Hell in a Cell? It looks like it. I guess this is the co-main event. All right, here we go. Match started on the outside. I guess I don't know if this is a like a anything goes tornado tag team match, everything's legal? We'll find out. Patriot throws Bulldog into the steps. Oh, Bret Hart is getting beaten up by Vader right next to the announcers. Bret Hart's head slammed into the announce table by Vader. Bret Hart fighting back now. Bret Hart throws Vader into the steps. Oh, British Bulldog just used the American flag and just hit the Patriot with it. Now Bret Hart is using the Canadian flag on Vader. JR is saying that the referee cannot disqualify anybody because the match hasn't started yet, technically. Vader has Bret Hart down in the entranceway. Bulldog is also down. Now Patriot and Vader are entering the ring. The Canadians have gotten the heck beaten out of them before the match even started. Well, I guess British Bulldog, he represents England, but in this case he's representing Canada. Okay, the bell has rung. There's an American flag on a pole in one corner, and there's a Canadian flag on another pole in the other corner, in the opposite corner. Well, however, since they added the stipulation that anybody can win by pinfall or submission, I'm thinking probably Bret Hart and British Bulldog are going to win, and Bret Hart's going to get somebody in the sharpshooter. My guess, the Patriot. My guess is the Patriot's going to tap out to the sharpshooter. That's my guess in this match. We'll see what happens. Bret Hart and Bulldog are still outside the ring. And finally, British Bulldog is in the ring. Patriot was going for the American flag. Now Bulldog pulled him down. Now they're going at it. Patriot just suplexed British Bulldog. Patriot's going for the American flag. Bret Hart is stopping him. Patriot's fighting back. Oh, Bret Hart just went low on the Patriot. Patriot fell down. Hip toss by Patriot. Well, they're making Patriot look strong here. Patriot tagged in Vader. Here comes Vader to the punch to the stomach of the British Bulldog. Oh, clothesline to British Bulldog. Well, the Americans are firmly in control here. Oh, here, Bret Hart trading punches with Vader here. Oh, Vader is getting the better of Bret Hart in the corner, landing punch after punch after punch. Clothesline to Bret Hart. British Bulldog just went for the Canadian flag, and Vader stopped him and slammed him onto the mat. Irish whip to Bulldog into the corner. Patriot went to give him a shoulder. Bulldog moves. Patriot hits the turnbuckle. And now looks like Bret Hart is going to lock in a figure four leg lock around the ring post, one of his signature moves, and yes, he locks it in. But Vader comes in and takes out British Bulldog. Oh, now Vader's, he was about to go after Bret Hart with the figure four, locked in on the Patriot. Bret Hart moved out of the way. So he broke the hold. But the Patriot is in a bad way here. British Bulldog tags in Bret Hart. Bret Hart just slammed the Patriot. Drops an elbow on the Patriot. Bret Hart was taunting Vader, and Vader's coming in the ring to... Oh, but British Bulldog's coming after Vader. Oh, all right, Bret Hart going for sharpshooter on the Patriot, has it locked in. He's got it locked in. Wow, Patriot broke out. locks in the sharpshooter on Bret Hart. You know what's funny is that the Patriot just reversed the sharpshooter by putting in a sharpshooter of his own. This is exactly what Shawn Michaels does about a month later in the infamous Montreal Screwjob. I wonder if they saw this match and that's where they got the idea. I wonder if that's where they got the idea to do that from. Patriot was almost at the American flag to capture it and finish the match, but British Bulldog pulled him down. British Bulldog and Vader are going at it. And Vader picks up British Bulldog, slams him down onto the mat, backdrop. All right, now this match has slowed down. Looking more like a regular tag match now. So far, this is more exciting than all of the other tag matches on the show. Vader just did a big splash on the British Bulldog, went for the pinfall, Bulldog kicked out. But adding in the flags here has made this match more interesting. Bret Hart is stopping Vader from getting the American flag. Bret Hart punches to Vader. Bret is now on the outside. British Bulldog, Vader in the ring. Patriot's on the outside as well. Still think Bret Hart's going to win by sharpshooter here. Mainly because Bret Hart is on his way to being world champion, I believe. Isn't he? I believe he already is world champion, actually. Yeah, he is world champion because he heads into Survivor Series with the championship. All right. Goes for the sharpshooter on Vader. Trying to twist Vader over. Has it locked in now. Sharpshooter locked in. Vader gets to the ropes. Patriot is coming to break up the hold. Bret Hart is not breaking the hold. And now the hold is broken. Thanks to the Patriot. Now Vader might be trying to lock in the sharpshooter himself. Let's see. Oh no, elbow to the groin. Or I guess the abdominal area, so that makes it legal. Yeah, now Vader locks in the sharpshooter on Bret Hart. Bulldog immediately comes in and breaks it up before Vader has it fully locked in. Vader tags in Patriot. Now it's Patriot and Bret Hart in the ring. You know, the way they're treating Patriot here, it almost seems like they're pushing him. Figure 4 leg lock by the Patriot. Locked in on Bret Hart. This is definitely the best tag match on the show. The best match on the show so far. Yeah, they just said if Patriot gets Bret Hart to tap out, that puts Patriot in the WWF title hunt. Yeah, they're making Patriot look real good here. British Bulldog, Irish whips the Patriot. Power slam by the Patriot on British Bulldog. Goes for the pin. British Bulldog kicks out at 2. Patriot looks like he's going for the American flag here, trying to end the match. Let's see if Bret Hart stops him. Nope, British Bulldog gets him. And he's knocking... Oh, he just knocked him off the ropes. Patriot is holding on to the pole. British Bulldog tags in Bret Hart. Now Bret Hart just dropped a foot onto the back of the Patriot, who's in the corner. Now Bret Hart, another one. Another foot dropped onto the Patriot. The amount of times that the guys in this match have locked in the sharpshooter, now I definitely think the ending of this match is going to be a sharpshooter by Bret Hart. Vader tried to lock in the sharpshooter. The Patriot did lock in the sharpshooter, and Bret Hart has also gotten in the sharpshooter. So definitely think this match ends with a submission with the sharpshooter. You know, we're almost 2 hours into the show, and yeah, I don't think the fans are getting their money's worth with this event. I mean, thankfully, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker are main eventing with the Hell in a Cell match. Okay, because you can count on those guys to deliver something. Specifically, Shawn Michaels, you can count on him. The Undertaker has had some bad matches, but Shawn Michaels, count on that guy. No way. Vader just tried to hit a moonsault on British Bulldog. Bulldog moved. Vader caught himself, landed on his feet, which is insane for a guy his size. And so Vader is still in control. He's landing punches on Bulldog. That's unbelievable that he could pull that off. That he could pull that moonsault off. Vader is going for the American flag, but Bret Hart holding his foot, preventing him from climbing the turnbuckle to get to the American flag. But now Vader's fighting back against Bret Hart. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like these guys are exhausted right now. Vader and British Bulldog still in the ring here. Oh, Vader just clotheslined British Bulldog over the top rope to the outside. Bret Hart and Patriot standing on the apron. Standing on the apron in their respective corners. Oh, wow. Bret Hart and Patriot are outside the ring. He just low blowed the Patriot, Bret Hart did, and then just hit Vader with the ring bell. Is there a disqualification? I guess there's no disqualification. Bret Hart just slammed down Vader. Okay. Bret Hart and Vader are in the ring. Bret Hart was on the second rope. Dropped down onto Vader. He just hit a leg drop on Vader. Bret Hart is in control. At least he has some energy. I mean, some of these other guys seem a little tired here. DDT to Vader. Still can't believe Vader pulled off that moonsault and landed on his feet. Bret Hart and British Bulldog double teaming Vader. Vader just clotheslined both of them down to the mat. Vader is another guy you don't really hear about much these days. Vader was one of the biggest stars in the WWF at the time. He was a big star in WCW too. But you never hear about Vader much. Or British Bulldog. I mean, Bret Hart you always hear about. He's always in the news because he's always saying something about how terrible today's product is. At least AEW. Bret Hart recently made an appearance on WWE television interacting with Gunther and Sami Zayn. Which, by the way, I hope Sami Zayn wins the world title at some point. All right, here we go. This looks like the finish is coming. Bret Hart knocks down Patriot. Vader just landed right on Bret Hart. Vader is not the legal man, though. So the Patriot's in the ring with Bret Hart. Patriot goes for the pin on Bret Hart. Bret Hart, wow, he just got the pin on the Patriot, and I think he had the tights. Now the match is over, but Bret Hart, British Bulldog, Patriot, and Vader are still fighting. Patriot is not happy because Bret Hart just cheated. Yeah, so Bret Hart and British Bulldog win. And now we head to the main event. Last match on the show. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. And this match, again, Bret Hart and British Bulldog against Vader and Patriot. Best match on the show so far. Bret Hart didn't win by submission, but he did win the match for his team. But this show overall has really been nothing special. Definitely not giving the fans their money's worth, in my opinion. You know what's funny about the CM Punk Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell match coming up? A lot of people say that that match at SummerSlam was supposed to be like an homage to the Undertaker versus Bret Hart match at SummerSlam 1997, where Shawn Michaels was the referee. Now this year it was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam with Seth Rollins as the referee. And now here we go. We head into Bad Blood this year, and there's going to be a Hell in a Cell match between Punk and Drew McIntyre. So, and even CM Punk wore Bret Hart's colors at SummerSlam, if you remember. So there's definitely like some allusions to 1997 going on here. And I fully expect Punk to beat McIntyre. Now it's McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler, and Jim Ross are being shown at ringside. They just did an advertisement for the Survivor Series. Now the cell is dropping down here. The Hell in a Cell. Very first Hell in a Cell match ever. October 5th, 1997. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, about to start. Jim Ross is emphasizing this is not a cage match. Shawn Michaels was the European champion at this time. Letting everybody know that his European title is not on the line. Rick Rude, Triple H, and Chyna are with Shawn Michaels. Michael Hayes is interviewing him. Michaels is saying he's going to go into the Hell in a Cell by himself without DX. He's very confident that he's going to be able to defeat The Undertaker by himself. He's being real sarcastic here, Shawn Michaels. He says he is the number one guy in the business, and he's going to beat The Undertaker by himself. Now they're going to show a video package of all of the events that have led up to the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match in a Hell in a Cell. Now, if you remember in 1997, the year started with Shawn Michaels winning the World Championship by defeating Sid Vicious, or Psycho Sid, at the Rumble. He relinquishes the title because he says he lost his smile. And then at WrestleMania, The Undertaker wins the World Championship. Then later in the year, at SummerSlam, Undertaker versus Bret Hart wins the world title. Thanks to Shawn Michaels, who was the special guest referee, accidentally helping him. So at this point in time, and probably because of that, The Undertaker is furious at Shawn Michaels. Bret Hart is the world champion. They're showing how Shawn Michaels turned heel because he's unhappy that everyone is blaming him for Undertaker losing the world title. But it was his fault. It was his mistake. And this is when DX was formed at this time. I don't even think they had called themselves D-Generation X yet at the time of this event. I believe that was a few days after this. Sergeant Slaughter is checking under the ring with the referee, Earl Hebner. No, they haven't mentioned Kane. But I guess there's people in the audience expecting Kane to show up at this event. Commissioner Slaughter is telling them to bring the cage down. Shawn Michaels' music just hit. Here he comes. Triple H and China are coming out. Oh, and here comes Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels in the ring. He's got the pyro for his entrance. Triple H and China with him. China's holding Shawn Michaels' European Championship belt. It's funny that Shawn Michaels is dancing around in the ring as if he's not taking this seriously. He's about to enter a Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker. JR just said this is only the second time Michaels and Undertaker have faced each other. Obviously, I think the best match between the two was at WrestleMania 25 in Texas. And both of them are from Texas, I believe. Or they grew up in Texas. Undertaker and Michaels. Oh, the lights are flashing. The cell is going down. Triple H, China, Rick Rude are exiting. Michaels is going to be in the cell by himself. Now Undertaker's music starts hitting. They know how to build suspense here. Which is something that the WWE really doesn't do a great job of these days. It's very easy for me to take all of this very seriously, what I'm watching on this event, specifically this main event. They did a good job with the intro video at the beginning of the pay-per-view. Then they just did a good job with the video package heading into the match. Shawn Michaels gave a good interview to the announcers, or the announcer, Michael Hayes. And then, now here we go. Here comes The Undertaker. Now, going into this match, you would expect The Undertaker to absolutely destroy Shawn Michaels. But I guess it's been hinted at on WWF programming heading into this that Undertaker has a brother named Kane. Undertaker still doing his entrance, by the way. Lights are out. He's standing on the stairs right next to the turnbuckle. He's going to do the whole thing where, the lights turn on with a big, yeah. See, now Shawn Michaels is showing some fear in there. See, I like that. Shawn Michaels is the master of all of this, of pro wrestling. He knows what to do at all times. Now he acted real confident and arrogant heading into this, but now Earl Hebner is locking the cage door shut, and Shawn Michaels is arguing with Earl Hebner not to do that. He's getting scared. He's in there with The Undertaker by himself now. Undertaker takes off his jacket. Undertaker looks like he's about to destroy Shawn Michaels right now. And Shawn Michaels looks terrified. Number 21,000 people came to this building to watch this. Hell in a Cell, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are outside of the ring. There's very little space between the cell and the ring itself. Undertaker is basically like stalking Shawn Michaels around the ring. Shawn Michaels is trying to stay away from him. Bell rings. Match is officially underway. Hell in a Cell. Undertaker, Michaels. Michaels rolls in the ring. Undertaker rolls in the ring. Undertaker, big boot to Shawn Michaels. First Hell in a Cell match ever. Undertaker throws Shawn Michaels' head right into a turnbuckle. Michaels is selling all over the ring. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker grabbed him by the throat, but Shawn Michaels kicked him. He's fighting back now. Undertaker knocks down Michaels. Michaels is flat on the mat. Oh, no, Undertaker goes for a pinfall. Michaels kicks out at 2. That's kind of interesting that he went for a pinfall attempt this early in the match. In a Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker's got Michaels by the hand here. Maybe he's going for old school. Yep, he's going for old school, climbing the ropes. He's standing on the top rope, and he hits old school. Undertaker slams Shawn Michaels down. He's going for the leg drop. Hits the leg drop on Michaels. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Michaels kicks out. Undertaker Irish whips Michaels into the ropes. Now flips him over the top of his head. Undertaker in control. Early part of the match. Oh, wow. Undertaker landing big punches on Michaels. Michaels taking bumps after every punch. Hitting the mat. Undertaker firmly in control here. Undertaker just threw Michaels to the outside. You notice how this match is way more interesting than all of the others? And they just got started. They're just doing basic stuff right now. Already much better than the other matches. Man, these guys can tell a story with their facial expressions better than anybody. Undertaker is just looking at Shawn Michaels like like he's dinner or something. Michaels is climbing the side of the cell, but this thing has a roof, so he can't escape. Undertaker just grabbed Michaels and pulled him down to the mat. They're both outside the ring in that tiny space between the ring and the cell. Undertaker still firmly in control. Undertaker Irish whips Michaels right into the cell. So Michaels bounces off and Undertaker punches him in the face. Michaels hits the mat. Undertaker Irish whips Michaels into the cell. Again, punches him down to the mat. Again, Undertaker destroying Michaels early on. Again, I still like the style of wrestling they had at this time. Undertaker did the only flashy move of the match so far, which was just doing old school, if you can call that a flashy move. But Undertaker is just whooping Shawn Michaels right now. Undertaker looks like he's going for a pile driver on the outside. And, whoa, you know, he's going for a power bomb. Michaels is reversing it. Oh, not quite. Undertaker slamming him into the cell. And now Michaels is flat on the mat. And Michaels looks like he's just out. He's just out flat. He's just lying flat, prone on the ground. Oh, Undertaker was about to lawn dart Shawn Michaels into the cell. Undertaker reverses because Shawn Michaels tried to counter, but Undertaker reversed. Knocks him down to the mat again. Undertaker's basically just been destroying Shawn Michaels since the start of this match. And it like if I was in the arena watching this, I'm like, wow, Michaels has zero chance. He's getting squashed over here. My goodness. Oh, wow. Undertaker Irish whipped Shawn Michaels into the cell. Shawn Michaels bounced off. Undertaker followed him and hit the cell. Now Michaels is punching Undertaker while he's flat on the mat. Now Michaels has rolled into the ring. So now this might be where the momentum changes in favor of Michaels here. Michaels. Whoa, okay, so Undertaker tried to climb into the ring, gets onto the apron. Michaels pushes him off, and Undertaker flies into the cell. Now Undertaker's on the mat outside. Michaels in the ring. Uh-oh, Michaels is about to... Whoa, Michaels just hit the ropes, flew through the ropes onto Undertaker, and both of them crash into the cell, but Michaels is still standing. Now Michaels is climbing the cell and drops an elbow onto the Undertaker. So for the first few minutes, Undertaker was in control. Now Michaels has the advantage. But Michaels also is a master at selling. So he's not like... he's acting like, man, he just got the heck beaten out of him, but he's gonna do what he can to fight back against the Undertaker. Just clotheslined Undertaker from the ring apron. Michaels is staying on the Undertaker. Shawn Michaels just threw the steps or used the steps on the Undertaker, and then threw the steps away. Now it looks like Michaels might be going for a pile driver on the Undertaker on the steel steps. My good, yeesh. Couldn't get him up. Trying again. Oh wow, he got him. He just did a pile driver to the Undertaker on the steel steps. Whew. Michaels is getting mad at the cameraman because the cameraman messed up the spot. And he's way too close to Michaels and the Undertaker. Michaels just hit a double axe handle from the top rope to the Undertaker on the outside. Now, so far, Michaels and Undertaker have basically had an equal amount of control time in this match. So they're... Oh, now Undertaker's rolling back in the ring. Michaels is still in control. Michaels just took a steel chair from under the ring, brought it into the ring. And that is symbolic because this steel chair is what caused Undertaker to lose the world title at SummerSlam, when Michaels accidentally used it on the Undertaker in that match when he was going for Bret Hart. He just hit Undertaker in the back with the steel chair. Earl Hebner, the referee, is trying to tell Shawn Michaels to not use the chair on the Undertaker. But he hits Undertaker again with it. They're very good at pacing here. Why did I make an Eddie Guerrero short? Because Eddie Guerrero is awesome, and I've been looking back through some old clips, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I just made a joke about it, but hey, that was one of the greatest storylines. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, fighting over the custody of Dominic. That was one of the most hilarious storylines I've ever seen. And Eddie Guerrero's performances during that feud were amazing. If you haven't ever seen Eddie Guerrero do Eddie's bedtime stories, he kept teasing Rey Mysterio, saying, oh, he's got a bedtime story. He's going to say what, he's going to tell a story that Rey doesn't want his son Dominic to know about. And that was just hilarious back in 2005. But anyway, back to this match. Shawn Michaels is in control of The Undertaker. Oh, Undertaker just kicked Shawn Michaels in the face. Undertaker just flipped Shawn Michaels over the top rope onto a cameraman. And now Shawn Michaels is getting mad at the cameraman, just punched the cameraman in the face. Oh, he's kicking the cameraman. Wow. Shawn Michaels just beat the heck out of the cameraman over here. I don't know if that was a planned spot or not. Maybe not. They're talking about they need to get medical attention for the cameraman. Now I'm starting to think it is a planned spot. I forget if this figures into any... Oh, it might figure into something. Michaels just took down The Undertaker inside the ring. Forearm. Shawn Michaels does a kip up. I think this does figure into this match because as they get medical attention for the referee, my guess is there's going to be interference by D-Generation X. That's my guess. I believe that's what happens. I'm not entirely sure. Here comes Sergeant Slaughter. Shawn Michaels, top rope, looking for the elbow on The Undertaker. Hits the elbow on The Undertaker. Now Sergeant Slaughter is asking for the Hell in a Cell door to be opened so that they can get medical attention for the cameraman that Shawn Michaels just beat up. So yeah, it was a planned spot. Michaels is tuning up the band. Looking for sweet chin music on The Undertaker. They just opened the cell door to get the cameraman out of there. Undertaker. Oh, Shawn Michaels just hit sweet chin music on The Undertaker. Undertaker sat right back up. He no-sold it. By the way, this is by far the best match on the show. Shawn Michaels trying to leave the cell. Undertaker follows Michaels outside. Wow. Michaels fight. Oh, Michaels tried to drop kick him. Undertaker caught him and slingshot him into the cage or the cell. All right, things are picking up here. So they had that first part of the match where Undertaker was in control half the time, Michaels was in control half the time, doing basic stuff. Now things are getting crazy because Michaels beat up the cameraman. They opened the cell door. Michaels went outside. Undertaker threw him into the cell. Michaels is busted open, bleeding from the head. And Undertaker just used Shawn Michaels like a dart and basically threw him headfirst into the cell. This is what the people came to see. Again, Michaels brutalizing. Oh, Michaels getting brutalized. Undertaker threw Michaels into the cell again, head first. Blood is all over Michaels' face. Michaels just climbed the cell, got to the roof. Undertaker is now climbing the cell after him. And remember, this is the very first Hell in a Cell match. They haven't seen this before. So this looks dangerous. Michaels and Undertaker high above the ring. Now Michaels looks like he's going for a pile driver. Instead, Undertaker flips him over. Shawn Michaels lands flat on his back on the top of the cell. The crowd's loving this. Remember, 21,000 people there. They're loving this. And if all of the previous matches disappointed, at least they're getting something out of this one. Yeah, this match is definitely worth the price of admission because this is a notable match in terms of it being the very first Hell in a Cell. Wow, Undertaker has Michaels pressed up over his head and slams him onto the cell roof. Remember, this is 1997, so there wasn't a ton of matches like this at the time. Oh, whoa. Undertaker punched Michaels. Michaels is trying to go down the cell. Undertaker's holding on to Michaels. Michaels is hanging on the side of the cell. And I believe he is going to go through a table here. He's going to fall and go through a table. Okay, he stepped on one of Michaels' hands, stepped on the other hand. Michaels goes through the announce table. Announce table breaks. And JR just said, my God, he must be broken. He might be broken in half. See, the way this match is laid out is great because they're really escalating things here. If you notice something about Michael's best matches, if you actually analyze all of them, there's a real straightforward strategy. It's really just, start off with basic stuff, escalate, climax, finish. So, and it's real basic, but it works so well, and that's why he's had some of the best matches in wrestling history. A lot of wrestlers overcomplicate things, but if they just kept it simple, man, they could have had a lot more better matches in their life. Michaels' face is covered in so much blood. It looks like Undertaker's about to win this match. They just walk back in the cell. Michaels has the crimson mask. Earl Hebner is now locking the cage again, or the cell again. Undertaker totally in control here. Michaels made a mistake going to the top of the cell, paid for it. Now Undertaker's in control. This match is a very simple story, but it is one of the greatest matches of all time. Now Undertaker looks like he's going to put Michaels on the top turnbuckle here. Whoa, choke slam from the top rope by The Undertaker on Shawn Michaels. See, now that things are escalating, they're slowing down and doing major moves. So they did the Michaels falling through the table. Now they just did that choke slam from the top rope. Undertaker. Now he's got a steel chair. Now remember, he got hit by a steel chair at SummerSlam and it cost him the world title. Now he's about to get his revenge on Shawn Michaels. Undertaker with the steel chair right to the head of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is flat on the canvas. Oh. All right, Undertaker's calling for the end of this match, calling for the tombstone, it looks like. And the lights just went out. So now I know they're playing music right now. That's Kane's music. But this is Kane's very first appearance. Paul Bearer is coming out with Kane. This is the first time the audience is seeing Kane. And Vince McMahon says that's got to be Kane. Undertaker has a shocked look on his face. Kane just ripped the Hell in a Cell door off the hinges. He just threw the referee right into the cell. And this is the beginning of the Kane-Undertaker feud here. They do face each other at the upcoming WrestleMania. And they're standing face to face, eye to eye. Kane and Undertaker. Oh, wow. He just, the flames went up in all four turnbuckles. Kane going for Tombstone Pile Driver on Undertaker. Tombstone. Wow. Wait, does this match end in a no contest? Or is Michaels going to win this match? Paul Bearer just like dumped some water or something onto the referee to wake him up. And yeah, I'm thinking Shawn Michaels going to win here. Again, this is by far the best match on the show. Shawn Michaels crawls over to The Undertaker, puts one hand on him. Earl Hebner just counted 1, 2, and 3. Shawn Michaels beats The Undertaker. So, that is the conclusion of the very first Hell in a Cell match. Shawn Michaels beats The Undertaker thanks to interference from Kane. So, D-Generation X actually didn't get involved here. Kane helped him. And yeah, that's one of the greatest matches of all time, and it's so simple. So simple. And you would hope people would learn from matches like this for other wrestlers. But people overcomplicate everything. DX is now in the ring carrying Shawn Michaels out. Yep, they're saying Michaels is going to Survivor Series to face the World Wrestling Federation champion. You know who that is? That's Bret Hart. That will be the Montreal Screwjob. Still, one of the greatest matches ever. If you haven't seen this show, WWF Badd Blood 1997, watch the main event. None of the rest of it's worth watching. It's just mediocre wrestling up and down the card. It's enjoyable to watch because it's a relic from the past, but really the only match you need to watch is Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Hell in a Cell. That's worth your time. The rest of it, nothing special. And they're advertising the Survivor Series, not only the main event, but also the pay-per-view. Undertaker is like just regaining consciousness. And that is the conclusion of that show. Thanks for watching.